Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is lesson 5-5. We're going to make two graphs and we're going to graph the same information two different ways. One being a picture graph, one being a bar graph. So before we make a graph, we have to have data or information. Okay, so kind of going back to what we discussed yesterday, in order to get that information, you have to have some type of question. So for the graphs we're going to make today, we're going to just do, what is your favorite ice cream? Okay, now, one thing about the question is you have to kind of stick to some choices, or your graph is going to be all over the place, and it's not going to be valuable. So whenever you're doing a graph, whether it be a picture graph or a bar graph, you kind of have to stick to 4 or 5 choices to organize information. You can also kind of have a choice being other, but we're not going to go there for today's lesson. We're going to stick with the question, what is your favorite flavor of ice cream? And the choices that we have are chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and mint chocolate chip. If we were in class, I'd go around and I would just have you guys vote. But since we're not in class, what we'll do is we'll just kind of put some information there that kind of makes sense. So we have about 20 kids, so the total should be around 20. And if we have 6 liking chocolate, 4 liking vanilla, and then 3 liking strawberry, and then we'll make it 7 liking mint chocolate chip. So you're going to refer back to this information in our two graphs. Okay, so I'm going to tear this out. Slide this off to the side. You're not going to be able to see that, but I'm going to refer back to that to make these graphs. And how these are going to work is I'm going to graph one item and then you're going to graph the other. So for title, we can say favorite ice cream. And then you would write down the choices here. Abbreviating is okay, so CHOC, VAN, STRAW, and then MTCHCH. Okay, now when you're deciding what picture to use, in second grade we don't get too into this, but you want to have kind of a key, and where you're telling your audience, if it's not obvious, what the picture is going to be. So for this, or for what each picture would be, we can do a quick drawing of a snow cone, or not snow cone, but an ice cream cone, and that is going to be one student or one person in class. So some mistakes I see in picture graphs is they'll have different pictures for each one. You want to pick one, and then I would just say, okay, every picture of an ice cream cone equals one student selecting that. So now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, okay, I have 6 kids who like chocolate, so 6 ice cream cones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the picture graph. When we pause and you do the work, I'd like you to make the picture graph for the rest of this. The bar graph, again, we're going to do the same information. Let me slide it up just a tad. So the title is going to be the same. And then your labels are going to be the same. Now the difference here, I guess move something out of the way. One of the differences in a bar graph is you're using a bar, and what you're going to have with that bar is what we would call a scale. So you can use a bar graph to represent higher, larger numbers by having the scale be instead of 1, 2, 4, 6, or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. But for today, we're just saying that this would be 0, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And the way a bar graph would work is that you would just take the chocolate, take your 6, and I kind of do it this way. You can use the whole bar and just shade up until that 6. And then I'm going back all the way to 0. So go ahead and pause now, and you're going to complete the graphs. You are going to do the other side, but the other side is just review. So I'll show you the answers to the other side as well. Okay, for checking your work for this one, you can, I'll give you a few seconds to look at what I did here, but you can always just kind of press pause in the video and compare back if I'm going too fast. But, you know, it's very simple for the information we had. Again, the information is coming from this page. So for vanilla, I had 4 kids choose vanilla, 4 ice cream cones. 3 choose strawberry. I guess it makes more sense to put a W here, I don't know why. But 3 chose strawberry, so 3 cones would go there. Mint chocolate chip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 would go there. The bar graph, same thing. One note is this is a horizontal bar graph, meaning it's going across. Vertical ones go up and down. But for this one, chocolate goes over 2, 6, vanilla goes over 2, 4, strawberry goes over to 3, and then mint chocolate chip goes all the way to 7. Where we're going to go from here would be your more, your most, your least, your fewer, and compare type problems are what you can ask from this information. For example, what is the least favorite flavor of ice cream? Strawberry. What is the most favorite flavor of ice cream? Mint chocolate chip. And then you can go different places with the questions. You can say how many more people chose chocolate than vanilla. 1, 2, and so on and so forth. On the other side here, just review. Again, I'll read through the answers, but you can always just kind of press pause here, and I'm hoping you can make out the answers from your device, whatever that may be. So 50, 42, 97, 92, notice I had to make a new 10 because 6 ones plus 6 ones would be 12. 12 is a 10 and 2 ones. And then 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 3 would be 9. 58, 89, number 7, Again, I'm just going to circle the ones that I made a new 10 at. 8, this was 84, 86, 78, number 10, 61. Again, we have a new 10 there, because 4 and 7 is 11. 11 is a new 10 and a 1. 13 and 5 is 18. Over here, same thing. A little easier to tell when I had to make a new 10 to subtract. And I guess I'm not making a new 10 as much as I'm regrouping a 10. So 74 take away 8, 66. 51 take away 12 is 39. 14, 60 minus 15 is 45. 53, 42 take away 34 would be 8. 16, 78 take away 29 would be 49. 17, 43 take away 28 is 15. 18, 50 take away 18 would be 32. 19, we have 80 take away 37 is 43. 20, we have 64 take away 45 is 19. 21, you have 28 take away 14 is 14. 22, you have 56 take away 27 is 29. And tune in tomorrow for another lesson. Have a good afternoon, morning, or evening. Thank you.